Are you listening?
Whoa, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Ooh, that's a hillbilly popped out of nowhere. Hello. Man.
I wanted to show this off. That's why I jumped out of the way.
Heck yeah. Show that off. Remind people you got a cool stream.
Coming up.
I like it's Cookie Dude.
What's up?
Hey.
Hey.
What's going on?
We're live. We're looking at everybody. We're saying hi to chat, like hi, Mrs. Hillbilly in chat. Johnny D. Lawson. Hello. Hello. You fantastic people. Fantastic people.
I just want to mention something.
What's up?
All right. Tibalt Apprentice got his cards yesterday.
Yep.
He said he had 2 foils in those packs, those 12 packs that he got from me. D. Lawson didn't get any foils. Don't understand why he didn't get no foils.
Mm-hmm. What is it? I got 3 of the Shocklands, I believe, out of mine. The box was pretty spicy if you think about it. Sure, D. Lawson and pull some foils, but he pulled some good, playable, fun cards.
Oh yeah.
And Tibalt's packs didn't pack a lot of heat altogether, but he pulled off a couple spicy cards and 2 foils, and everybody pulled off mythics. I mean, that box you had was a spicy box. Like if one person got that box, it would have pulled 4 Shocklands. It would have gotten several mythics, some good removal. I mean,
I think everybody got some Shocklands out of that.
You know, it's pretty solid box. Yeah, because all the Shocklands I pulled out of there, I threw into decks immediately. Yeah.
I'm just glad that you liked your cards. D. also liked his cards, and Tibalt liked his cards. That made me feel good.
Oh yeah, it was an awesome thing. With me, you really can't go wrong with Ravnica. Hence why I'm excited that we're going to a remastered set at the beginning of the year. Whoa. So what's the handsome guy down there
Rabbit
doing?
down here?
Yeah.
I'm doing all right. I'm hanging out on a Tuesday morning with my friends.
Tuesday morning. Yeah.
Tuesday morning. Yep. I mean, for you guys, but it's morning for me. Morning.
Yeah, I felt bad I couldn't stream
California.
Yesterday, important calls, important appointment.
That's all right.
Yeah.
That's life.
Oh yeah. Well, so appointments are more important.
Oh yeah.
This is a fun thing to do, to stream.
Yeah.
You get to say hi to that. All good stuff.
You having bad internet connection today?
What is topic? What's me?
Yeah, you having bad internet?
Screwing up? I mean, I don't see it.
You're choppy as all sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
like
no. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I see you guys. I don't have any breakage, so I'm breaking up.
You are breaking up on our end.
Let me go and. All right. Well, let me go. Get back on.
All right. Let's try that again.
If not,
Well, while we wait for him to get back, you guys, he was starting to ask what the topic is today. There is a topic today. A topic I think is an interesting dive into. It's a very opinion-based topic based on how we see things, how we feel about things, how we judge things, I guess. Because we watch content creators all the time.
Yep.
And the topic today is based on some of the crazy people who do YouTube. Monk, hello. Boom. Don't break up with us. Don't break up. So the topic today is, do Magic the Gathering, do people get too attached to the game? Oh man, I shut the thing out. I put in the description the define the topic, so give me a second to get that. Beep 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 beep. Beep 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 boop. I'm clicking on the thing. Hey.
There we go.
All right, so let's get you to define the topic. Yeah. Beep. Boo, boo, boo. So the topic we're wanting to define is simple. Yes. And I'll post this in the comments so you can see it. It says Magic the Gathering, do people get too attached to the game, the company, like emotionally? Do people go beyond the limit of having a healthy relationship with Magic the Gathering? I want us to dig deeper into the thought process of what may be considered obsessive behavior.
Okay. That sounds good.
Yeah.
I got some thoughts on this.
Right. Yeah, I bet. Like, it seems like some thought. Because as we're still in define the topic, it's like we watch some people, and some people are just like if it's based off policy, prices dropping, other things, people get overly emotional about what they're saying. Good morning, James.
Oh, that ain't all.
There's more, but we'll delve into it as we discuss. Woo-woo! Look at us and discussing the topic.
All right, my thoughts on this. All right, Magic the Gathering, do people get too attached? I would say yes, because where I'm going to come from is gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
From just a arena point of view, because I'm an arena content creator.
Oh, hello.
All right, you got these people. They're out here playing the game, and they take it too serious. Man, I'm talking about table flipping serious.
Oh yeah.
And they'll have a game and say they get you down to one life. Then all of a sudden your board just blows up and stabilizes to where you would come back and win.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get ready to make that final hit,
right,
they sit there and they rope you.
Oh yeah.
Instead of letting you finish the game, they'll sit there and rope the game and see if they can make you rage quit from them not letting you hit.
Oh,
I don't. I mean, if you want to rope me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I mean, hey, if I'm winning, I'm winning.
Mm-hmm. Some people will play mental magic like that. I like Monk's comment here, where it says, "How many things have you been involved with for 30 plus years Of course, we go overboard because it's part of us. Yep. Like that's a unique thing about Magic the Gathering. Like let's think of the long lasting things that have existed that we're not so attached to, like the Simpsons TV show. A lot of us are not attached to that show, like emotionally. The Family Guy went on for like 20 years. They're like TV shows go on for have long lifespans. Some of them do, but we get more emotionally attached to certain shows that last long. Like Beast Wars Transformers lasted like maybe a year, and was like the highlight of my life as a kid. We get attached to things a lot, and now if that hype and that excitement lasted 30 plus years, it could be considered exasperating and obsessive, which we all kind of have obsessive behaviors because that's what makes us geeks and nerds. And really quick, I want to say hello, Stacey Sword, for joining us.
Hello.
What's up, Stacey Sword?
Yeah, don't want to neglect you. I don't want you to think. I don't want to just keep on talking and make.
No, you can neglect me. It's okay.
Well, I got to go now, Taurus, because Stacey's Orb is here.
Oh, look at that! See. Apparently, I'm the A-bomb of the party. Everyone's sitting around having a good time. I show up, boom, dead.
I thought that was my role. I don't know.
That's funny. Yeah. Oh man, no. So if you haven't caught it, the topic is: do we get too attached to Magic the Gathering?
Of course they do.
Right? And and Mana Monk had a good comment saying, if you enjoyed something for 30 plus years, you'd have strong attachments to it too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you especially, well, it depends on what it is that you're, because I think there's like, I don't know if you remember this guy, but there's a guy, he used to go to our card shop all the time. His name was George. And
George, I remember.
He threw his entire life away to Magic. He invested because he was, from what I remember, he was like a Walmart employee, and he invested into Walmart stocks because that was something he was able to do while being an employee there.
Right.
And he apparently, like, Walmart made like a good chunk of money, and so he was able to withdraw his money and make like an insane profit. And he spent like the I think he got like close to like $6,000-7,000, and he spent all of that on Magic product. And his wife and his kids, like his whole family, like he was married. And I ran into him. This was like several years later. This was probably like a 5-year gap. Like 5 years later, I ran into him at a bus stop, and he was homeless. And I was like, "What happened?" And he's all like, I spent too much money on Magic, and now I don't have anything. My wife left me, the kids, and everything. I was just like, dude.
Wow.
Like, what the heck, dude? So, yeah, I mean, it can be addictive, and it can put you in if you're that level of, like, addicted. I don't think necessarily he was addicted to the game. He was more addicted to the fact that, I can open up a booster pack and get he's addicted to the gambling side of it.
Right. And that's an extreme example of being obsessed there. For sure, and the consequences ruled out. For sure.
Oh yeah, it was really crazy seeing him later. And it's just like, dang, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, I remember that because him and Mr. Vickers are two people who had issues with buying Magic product.
Yes, you are correct. So George was the one who would bring his kids to the shop, and Jamie would have to like buy them food to feed them.
Really? Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because George would neglect his kids while he was at the shop, and it was just so sad. Like,
I mean,
he was not a very good person.
Yeah,
let's just put it that way.
Props on Jamie for standing up for the kids there.
Oh, absolutely, because like he would go because Jamie always took care of his kids, right? And so. Jamie would go get food and would get like an extra thing of food for his kids too, which was very nice of him. But yeah, it was just it's like because George had a very expensive collection. Standard, I guess, is a good standard
Right.
collection. And he could have easily sold cards to Jamie and got his kids food. Like he was just a terrible person. But yeah,
Oh yeah.
no, it was very, very crazy, and I guess to that level of addiction, yeah, that's pretty bad. It's extreme. You are correct. That's very extreme. But
Right.
yeah, no, yeah, the game is very addictive. I it depends on the type of person too. Like it depends on what side you want, right? Do you want that I don't play Pokemon, but I like opening Pokemon booster packs, right? Like I occasionally buy a booster pack here and there. But I don't play Pokemon at all. And I have realistically no interest to play the game, but it's fun opening packs. So there's that level, there's that side of Magic where you enjoy just opening up packs. And then there's the other side of Magic where you enjoy playing the game. Now the cool thing I like about Magic is I get both. I got both sides of the world. So I enjoy opening packs, and on top of that I enjoy playing the game.
Hell yeah.
So those are the two categories, I guess, and whether or not what has you jump into Magic or make you, I wouldn't really consider yeah, it's addictive, but I would say it's a healthy addiction, I guess is a good way. Unless you go to the extreme, obviously, like the example with George. No, that's very unhealthy. Should not do that, obviously. But in regards to what you could be doing, for sure, there's a lot of worse things out there. So yeah, I absolutely enjoy both worlds of Magic. So for me, I would consider it addictive. Or I've been attached. I've been attached for, what was it? When did I start? When did Mercadian Mask come out?
93, I think. No, not 93. 95.
No, it had to be later. Had to be later. Had to be later.
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
anyways,
I know.
Yeah, I've been addicted to Magic since Mercadian Mask was on the shelves, because that was the set that was out that just hit. Actually, it just hit the shelf like the time that I started. So,
well, I can honestly say, I'm addicted to Magic because I love playing the game. However, I cannot play Standard, so I do the next best thing. Arena.
No, that's completely fair. I think that's awesome. I think Arena, and you know what? As weird or crazy it may sound, I think Arena or Magic got really lucky that Arena was out during COVID.
Oh yeah,
because Magic could have died because all the card shops were closed.
Right.
So there was no way. So you would have been stuck with going to Walmart, and I feel like the player base would have shriveled up, and there wouldn't have been very many players. But Arena was there. So I think Arena did play a big factor in the Magic, and I think it's really awesome that we have all these different ways to play Magic. And Wizards of the Coast knows that. That's why they made it available. They're like, well, we have Arena. We have, you can go to your local card shop, blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of cool things. So, yeah, no, I'm with you on that one, Hillbilly. I get it.
For sure. And I want to say hello to our Mountain Man Pine-Scented friend, Richie Dubs. Hello.
Richie Dubs.
If you saw his short today, you'd understand. It was funny. If y'all need a list of worst things you could be doing, I might know. Cat orange whistling. I was considered hyperactive as a kid. I guess the new word is OCD. But no. So, I think part of the topic I wanted to touch on too, because George is I'm glad you mentioned George, because George is the extreme example. So that's one thing we know we don't see a lot of ourselves. But people get very emotionally attached to, let's say, Wizards of the Coast, when Wizards of the Coast is not emotionally attached to anybody like that, And people defend Wizards or go against Wizards emotionally, what they say can change the course of history. Or maybe what they say they feel has relevance, which, spitting facts doesn't mean relevant to life. But spitting facts is always a good thing. We like facts here. But like, there's times when people get obsessive behaviors over the game and the company itself. It's like when we talk about the reprint policy, you get people who are like, well, I don't like the reprint policy. You got people who are like, I do like the reprint policy. Then you got the people who go on a pedestal and preach and get all emotionally enraged or engaged with what they're saying and just feel like they're just 100% correct or 100% the prophet of Muhammad, or sorry, the prophet of anybody, and just go crazy. Like, go ahead.
I'll have my big addiction on the 9th. I'm doing the early access. Lost Caverns Ixalan on the 9th, 10 o'clock Pacific time, 12 o'clock
There
Central.
you go.
Sip time.
So that's one of the things I want to talk about, is people getting emotional about things that are not really relevant to them, or shouldn't say relevant. Not people get too emotional, and I think people do get too emotional. Like, you remember when Mr. Vickers wanted a Liliana from a long time ago, and he could have bought a Liliana from the store for $12, but instead buys like 6 boxes of Magic cards just to open one.
That was David. David was one of those players as well that would build a standard deck, and then when it doesn't work, he would sell all the cards for less than what he paid for the cards. So he wasn't. One, he wasn't a good Magic player, and 2, he wasn't a very bright person. But interesting character, interesting character. But he.
Man among. All right. Well, you were talking.
By the river addictions. I was reading the comment. Sorry, I got cut off by the comment. But I've seen the extreme with George, and George wasn't the only person. There was another guy down the line. His name was Davin. But
I remember
Davin ended up getting banned from the store because he had a very short temper with some of the players. And Jamie ended up kicking him out, but he had a very similar addiction,
right?
And although like he would argue with people. I think this is a funny story. So like he would argue with people about the value of cards, like all the time. Like he'd be like, "This card's so broken," and like, dude, it's a 1/1 for 1. Right. This card needs to be banned. He had a very short temper, but he was an interesting character. And even him, like he ended up going down a really awful, like a bad route in his life, but I think he's cleared it up now, but it was pretty bad for him for a bit there. So the game can be problematic for people. I mean, it's a hobby, and it can become more than a hobby for sure. Right. I mean, you can easily get trickled into spending tons and tons of money. It just depends. Like for example, if I were to look at like, I would like to know if it like how much money I've spent on Magic in total over my lifetime of playing it. Right. I've probably spent close to maybe $70,000-$80,000 worth of it has to be. I've been playing it for so long. The number of drafts that I've played, like limited, especially limited, like from a limited standpoint, I guess that's probably like fair because I used to do what, like 3 drafts a week when I was living
Oh.
when we were roommates.
Yeah, you did like 3 drafts a week. Plus, when they did
For
a
like-
wild draft and called you, see if you wanted to draft.
Yeah, and I'd get like packed, dude. I had to have spent well over. I would imagine well over 80 grand or something like that. But like, it's crazy to think about that. But you know, it wasn't obviously it wasn't an addiction. I think I enjoy limited a lot. You know me, I'm a limited player, but
Oh,
because I get the best of both worlds, I get to play Magic and I get to open packs.
right. Right. I mean, self-control is an issue some people deal with, you know. Like and that's a good thing to bring up because we want people to be aware that self-control is something people need to work on when it comes to playing games like this. Because that is one form of being obsessive. If when you lose self-control and you start indulging too much, that's an important thing to know. You want to have a good self-control and not go broke and pay your bills where you can. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, how many times, like, you know, when we were at our lowest, Derek, did we sell our Magic cards just to go get like McDonald's dollar menu shit? Like that happened. Remember that you even made the comment. It was really funny. I don't remember what card you sold.
Traumatized.
It was traumatized, yeah. And we went and got like McDonald's, and then you were like, "This is the best tasting traumatized I've ever had."
Yep. I mean, right? And I did that a lot. I grew up with a problem with Magic where I'd buy a lot of Magic, and if I went broke, I would sell my product. So I'm glad that I'm finally in a place now where all the product I have, like my cube and stuff, I've not had a reason to go and sell it. I mean, there's been times I had to sell cards. There's been times I got to trade cards or sell cards to a company, but I'm just glad I'm no longer in the mindset where I'm buying Magic and getting to the point where I need money and selling the stuff I bought. I mean, that was a cycle I had to get out of, and I got lucky in my situation.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, even I've been there. Like, I mean, we both have. Like,
Mhm.
we both have been there where we had to sell our Magic cards just to make ends meet. But, you know, I'm grateful that I'm not in a situation like that anymore and anything like that. I'm glad we both were able to take care of ourselves. But yeah, no, that was really a crazy crazy time of our life when we were roommates.
So I have a question. So you guys are talking about being mostly attached to the game. So if you have to sell a card that you really like, I mean, what happens when you sell the card and you don't have the card anymore? Do you get depressed? You just say, "Well, that's life," or "I could buy it again sometime." I mean,
that's life.
That's kind of like a vague comment to a scenario that has multiple paths. Like there's 2 thought processes that always hit my head when I'm stuck in a situation when I have to sell a card. First thought process is 1, will I ever be able to get that card back? 2, if I can't, what is a replacement for that card I can use until there will be a day I can get that card back? You know, so like one card that we had to sell that I wish that I know we can never get back because it's like $500. Maybe it's less than $500 now, but it was around the same price. Was my Invention Soul Ring, and it was Casey's Invention Soul Ring. We ended up having to sell it during the derecho era to make money because all our refrigerators and food was. Our refrigerators are down. We need to keep buying ice and water and stuff like that. So it was one of the things where we had to sell it and there was no way of getting it back. And then I still feel bad about it, but tough nuggets, soul rings are $2 a piece. I can always play with the other piece. But yeah, so it's always a mental misstep.
Like I understand that part, but I just you have a card that you like and it's valuable and you have to sell it to say pay bills because something happened where you couldn't pay the bill, so you sell this card to pay the bill. Now, you guys are talking about being attached. Like if I have to sell one of my expensive records, that would be, it's very. I wouldn't want to do that, but sometimes you have to sacrifice, to move on in life, because that's interesting for me to think about. That if I put it in that context, where I have a valuable record and you have a valuable card, and we have to sell them. Yeah, I get bummed out because now I don't have that record.
Yeah, I think you just kind of answered your own question there.
Yeah, I think I did.
Same kind of thought process. Yeah, we'll be bummed out, but sacrifices must be made.
I mean, ultimately, like whenever like I sell a Magic card, the question for myself is, can I get this card back?
Yeah.
And then that's ultimately the big thing, right?
Mm.
And the answer, like with most cards that I sell, are usually standard or maybe modern. But I haven't sold cards in a while. But anyways, if I were to, like, let's say I had to sell my entire collection right now, right? Yeah, I'd be upset. I'd be very saddened by it.
Right.
But ultimately, I wouldn't sell everything. Obviously you sell what you can sell, but like, for example, like my From the Vault relics, never sell it. I will never sell it to anybody. It's a brand new, unopened From the Vault relics. Never gonna sell it. Now, will I hand it out, give it to somebody as a gift at some point down the line? Possibly, but I would never sell it. But because I know 100% I'm never gonna get an unopened From the Vault relics back. It's just not gonna exist.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you now, don't gift that thing to me because I'll open the shit out of that.
I wasn't gonna give it to you.
Well, you said you might gift it or hand it down to somebody. I'm telling you, if you want to keep that thing sealed, do not pass it down to me.
Okay, Hillbilly, looks like you hit the jackpot.
What? I'd open it too.
All right, well, you know what? Okay, well, then I'll keep it. But yeah, no, it's just one of those things. Like, it depends. Like most cards, especially in like standard, there's like a standard, 30. Do standard cards even hit like the $30 price mark? I haven't played standard in a very long time.
Meathook Massacre was pretty expensive,
but I guess it got banned on Arena, but they get banned.
Yeah, it got banned in standard.
Okay. But like, I don't even know if standard cards even hit $20. Do they?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Is that the high? Is that the high price?
High for standard is between 30 and 50.
Mm-hmm.
What card is $50 in standard?
Meathook Massacre was 40 for a
while.
Oh,
I bet Shouldred is.
Shouldred's like
Shouldred. Yeah, Shouldred's not 60.
You can have it. I'll gift it to you at some point. But yeah, what is Shouldred at?
I think she's around 60.
Yeah, that would make sense. I mean, she's
but
she's the most powerful card in standard. So,
but nowadays, well, it's not just standard. She's good in Commander.
She's good in Eternal formats too.
So she cycles around. Then that's when standard cards get expensive, when they're good in Commander, Modern, and Standard.
Yeah, they're just overall just a good card.
Yeah,
that's why like what that uncommon what's that card? Up the Beanstalk or whatever. It's a few bucks.
Shelly is 70 plus.
Shouldred?
Yep.
That's what Delos is saying.
That's ridiculous. Dad. Yeah. I can see that. That's fair because like she's absolutely playable in every
right.
format basically.
So
But yeah, no,
I'm seeing a low of 67 on her to a high of 74 on the basic.
so $60 to $70. That's crazy,
Just on the non-foil basic card.
and that's
Wow.
that's a standard card.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But like, I mean, what are lands at?
Lands actually are cheap and standard. I mean, comparably to what you're looking for. Like you're looking at, like lands are usually like 20 or less.
Yep.
I mean, what land is $20?
I don't know what land's $20. I'm just saying they're like $20 or less.
Yeah, but it feels like right now, like, yeah, Shouldered's good in the older formats for sure. But it feels like most standard stuff right now is relatively inexpensive. I mean, I remember what was it? Like the Cons of Tarkir era,
Right.
when fetch lines came back, got reprinted. Those fetch lines were like $25 a piece. You know, a
Right.
standard deck would cost you close to like $600-700. You know, now it
Right.
feels like outside of Shouldered, obviously, if you want to play like, because I imagine, are they still around that price? I feel like you could build a competitive standard deck for less than that, right?
Right.
You probably can now.
Oh yeah, like standard in itself has gotten cheaper because of all the product that's come out and how much people are buying and opening the packs.
Yeah.
That is, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so you could buy a pack and then you can get a $100 card in the pack, right? Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. Was it Johnny's saying the tri-lands from New Capenna are $10+ a piece and they're still in standard.
Yep. See you, man, monk.
See, like that's what I'm saying. Like, they're not, you're not hitting that $20-30 price range per land.
No, like I don't know how much all the lines are because I don't get to indulge in standard like some people do.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I thought that's why I'm asking, in general, because I don't know. I don't play standard.
But I know for sure a lot of the lands that come out are like $10 or less. But I know some lands are like $20. Like I know one of the tri-lands itself, like are like $17 to $20. In general for like some of the tri-lands. I know that because there's a couple of tri-lands that I have on my list of cards I want to grab later on. And so I keep an eye on
it helps that they're fetchable too, right? Like that's what makes them valuable, is that they're fetchable. So
right, and Wizards been pushing more fetchability on lands lately. Like
yeah.
Because they're trying to negate the need of needing what you call it, original duels from back in the day in Commander.
They're trying to keep it fair.
Right. I think that's why the tri-lands are so important, is because like if I was able to get my hands on all 10 tri-lands, I put in my cube to replace the dual lands I have in there because they're proxies, and I'd actually play those because it's a multicolored cube and they're fetchable. That's why I do it. Oh yeah, and really quick, because I meant to do this a few minutes ago. Woo, really quick. We're going to Shill Mum. If you want an amazing dice bag, if you want an amazing dice box, you want Magic the Gathering swag, or even some customized swag for your non-Magic the Gathering needs, but there's magic all around. Go check out Karen's Aartopia for sweet, high quality, homemade, awesome product. Like dice bags, like dice bags like this, really sturdy. Oh, I could have just reached over here. Dice bags like this and like this, $45 plus $5 ship. It's very sturdy. Good craftsmanship, or good. I don't know what you call sewer's work. But like the seamstress, like good seamstress quality is amazing. Oh, holds over 2 pounds bags, worth the money. Go check her out at CarnesAutopia.com for sweet Magic the Gathering swag for you. Link in the chat. Link in the description. And on top of that, I need to download the image. Thanksgiving Day, there's going to be starting a Black Friday sale. So keep an eye on that. And I'm going to update the shill spot when I can get the image downloaded, because there's an advertisement where you can use a code to get 20% off your next order. 20% off is such a sweet deal on Black Friday. So go check Kaaren's Aartopia out and be amazed. Amazed. All right, boom. Hello.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop,
Woo,
whoop.
woo.
Look
Woo.
at you.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. The coffee is nice, delicious, hot today, by the way.
What kind is it? What'd you get? Chocolate in it again?
Yep.
Mocha?
Well,
Mocha chocolate.
weirdly, we got the Walmart brand cocoa because they were out of the Swiss Miss we like to get, and it does not taste as good. Yeah, it does not taste as good as Swiss Miss, but with enough artificial diabetic friendly sweetener, it tastes pretty good.
That's fair.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
That's a very polite way to saying it's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
And answer James' questions right here.
right there, you see it.
You
You gotta shake it. What are you doing?
Oh, there's no dice in it.
Oh, where'd your dice go?
They win the new one.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Dang, that's huge. It's a lot of dice.
About 2 pounds of dice in there. Yep.
6 pounds of dice.
He's gonna go play some craps, guys.
Yeah.
Crap.
Yeah.
But,
Seven's a number. Seven's a number. Right.
11 counts too. 7s and 11s.
Yep.
7s, 11s, and rolling 6s.
Don't. Well, yes, rolling 6 is fine. Either way, but yeah. Back to like because we were talking about the price of standard or whatnot. Standard right now. I don't know. I feel like standard right now is cheaper than it's been at least. It's like back in my day, but like when I played standard when we were roommates, I was like 10 years ago, 11 years ago.
Dude, it's been almost 20 years.
12. God, has it really been that long? No way. Yeah. No, it would have been
2023, and we were roommates in 2007.
It was like 15 years ago.
Yeah, about 20 years ago.
15. I'm rounding up. Okay, I refuse. 15 years ago.
It's been over a decade.
It's been over a decade for sure.
It's been a long time.
It's been a very long time. But like I played standard like heavily around that time. And it was like really expensive. Like all the cards you wanted, because I know around that time Baneslayer Angels were like $60 a pop for a Baneslayer Angel.
Right.
But then Gideon came out and completely knocked her value. I felt bad for anybody who spent $50 on Baneslayer Angels, because when Gideon came out, she plummeted hard. Like,
which is funny because you wouldn't think the Planeswalker in the same color as Baneslayer Angel would change things like that.
I mean, you understand the format was like that though. Like it was all about like for example, like the Titans, right? Mm-hmm. The cycle of Titans. There were no 6-drops that would beat the Titans. If you're going to play a 6-drop in your deck, you're going to play one of the Titans that are in your color. Like you're not going to play any other 6-drop. Like there were so many good 6-drops in that like time that were like in the shadow of the Titans. Like I think Consecrated Sphinx was that Consecrated Sphinx and Wormcoil Engine, because technically Wormcoil Engine was considered the colorless Titan.
Yeah.
But Outside of that, there was like what was that? Massacre Worm. Never really popular.
That was popular at the time, but not as popular as Grave Titan.
Yeah, exactly. Like you were like, do I play Massacre Worm or do I play Grave Titan? Oh, Grave Titan. Duh.
Yeah.
But like even like the Blue Titan did kind of get played over Consecrated Sphinx at the time.
The Blue Titan was like more the all-star for limited, I think.
Oh, absolutely insanely limited. Yeah, 100%. But in regards to constructed, and there was a white 6-drop at that time that was really powerful, but wasn't good because it wasn't better than Sun Titan. It just lived in its shadow. And that was the problem with the Titans, because they were just so good that there was nothing better. Like regardless of what other 6-drop mythic they released, if it wasn't equivalent to a Titan, which it couldn't be because all the Titans were busted because they had the come into play effect and they had the attack effect.
Right.
Which is like, you get their benefits regardless across the board. It's really, really crazy. But, but yeah, no.
Hold on. We're way off table. Sorry, I get so involved and wrapped up in conversations, I forget to hit that segment all the time. Hey. No, we're good. No, the Titans are amazing, and even though they feel watered down today's standard, there's like Primeval Titan still, like, I know he's not Commander legal, but he's still a powerhouse in certain formats, and they banned certain cards to make him weaker in different formats. You know, like there's still weight, and then they're gonna mess up again. They're gonna mess up again. They're gonna make something busted again. Eventually, they're like, here's a 3-mana Titan. You're like, does the same thing as a regular Titan, but for 3 mana. What the hell?
3 mana cycle Titans. It'd be like 3 mana 3/3s that do the exact same thing.
Right.
It's so broken.
Like Sun Titan will be able to recur himself. Like there'll be like some infinite combo.
Could you imagine if all they did was reduce their mana cost to 3? It would be like 2 white and a colorless, or 2 green and a colorless, and they had the exact same abilities as the Titans.
Right.
I think red would get the win out of that one. That would make the red one so broken.
I think if they did that, the red and the blue ones will shine more. Because the blue one
would just be a hexproofer, basically. 3 mana.
Well, the blue one costs 2 more to target, and taps down a creature, and every time it attacks, taps down a creature and take care of the red one.
It taps a permanent.
Yeah.
So it's not even just tap down a land. I guess that's probably good. Yeah, that would be
for that rate. I think
Green Titan would be busted. They would all be broken. Let's not they all costed 3 mana and were 3/3s instead of 6/6s. Oh my god, they'd be all
broken. Richie Dubs, I want a 1 mana 1/1 with Annihilator 3.
Why? That's not fair. It's so broken.
James Willis says, I have one each of the Titans and I live in comfortable retirement in one of my cubes. Hell yeah.
There you go. See, look at that. The Titans are awesome. They're great cards. They're like, during the time that they were huge, literally they were 6/6s. During the time they were in standard, man, they were the all-star of your. It's like, well, I'm gonna play a 6-drop. What Titan do I want to play?
Right.
Play white one? Do I play blue one? Do I play black one? Like the blue one, it was really funny seeing the Titans go through their cycles. Although Primeval Titan was always the best one. Even like when they showed all 5, during spoiler season, they showed the 5 Titans, and was like, green one's broken. Right off the rip, because of that Titan, Primeval Titan held its value at like $30 its entire life cycle.
There was a time it was like $60.
I don't think it ever hit that high. Maybe
Not
it
in
hit.
standard. Not in
Oh,
standard.
gotcha. Like after it rotated
Yeah.
out or whatever, and it was
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's
Before the-
fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
But during its whole life cycle in standard, it was always like a 30 to 30. I would say $35 tops.
Right.
And it stayed that price the whole way through. But all the other Titans were so fluctuating in price. Like I remember Sun Titan at its peak was like $22, $23, and then it dropped to like $8, and then went back up to like $15 because Cobblade took off.
Right.
Like it was really crazy to see like all the Titans were going through this like shift in value, and it was like except for Primeval Titan. Primeval Titan's like, I'm 35 because I'm the best of all of you.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy now because you can buy any of the Titans pretty much for less than $15 a piece, and a couple Titans for less than 50 cents.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Yeah.
Well, Sun Titan got reprinted a lot, and Primeval Titan. Last time I checked, because I don't know what the price is now, he was standing like at a $12 card.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, Primeval Titan got banned in Commander, right?
Yeah, but like Scape Shift was carrying his ass for a while. Then that's why his price was so expensive for a bit. But they banned something in that deck that I don't know what they banned exactly, but they banned an important card for a while that dropped his price down major.
Yeah, for sure. I think we need another good cycle like that, and instead we need a good cycle. The Virtues are not anywhere close to a Titan.
Well, if you've paid attention, they've been making 3-mana Titans lately. Not as busted as what we were just talking about. Like even in Caverns of Ixalan, there's a 3-mana Titan. I'd have to search up the card, but it has enters the battlefield and attack trigger that are the same for 3 mana. So they're trying different things. But like when they do cycles nowadays, they try to do like charms or something that is not as busted.
Yeah, they're keeping it fair, basically.
Even though I'm excited for the manlands in this set.
Oh yeah.
I haven't looked at spoilers since we last time talked about them, but
what?
Yeah.
How do you not look at spoilers? This is a dinosaur set. This is up your alley. No, I'm kidding.
This is your alley, sir.
If you want to talk about dinosaurs, Tortoise, let me tell you about I already know what my Christmas present is going to be.
Oh my lord! You're not supposed to know your Christmas present.
Let me tell you about the Stegosaurus over here.
My Christmas present is going to be all 4 commander decks of the Lost Caverns of Ixalan.
Jeez. For someone who really wanted a commander deck, it's starting to get flooded with love. I mean, I have to wait for Christmas to get my Caverns of Ixalan stuff. And hopefully, from what I assume,
it's Caverns of Ixalan. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
You guys have to pronounce it Ixalan because it drives people insane and it's hilarious.
But like, I'm hoping for the commander deck to go in there because I want another dinosaur deck, dinosaur themed. More than my Jurassic Park deck is just a 5-color reanimator thing. And man, it looks so much fun. And I want to get all the Jurassic Park cards, and I want to get a couple. I hope to get a couple of the cards over again, so I get that crazy tutor. Because Andrew says, "Oh, he didn't say the magic word."
What's the magic word?
Say please.
Please.
Magic word.
What? I don't even know what's happening anymore.
We're talking about Jurassic Park cards right there.
Oh, hold on to your butts.
Well, no, they made a counter spell. I can't remember the name of the spell, but the flavor text is now. Oh, you didn't say the magic word.
Oh gosh. And Samuel L. Jackson in the background. Hold on to your butts.
Yeah. 2 different scenes, but yes.
Yes. Shooter.
Crazy.
We used to make that phrase. We used to say that all the time. Like so I a little off topic here. there was a group of friends that I'd play with. We played a lot of Destiny 1, and we would do the raids together, and we had a very solid group of people. We had probably like 15 established group members. And whenever we'd get to the phase where you have to damage the boss of the raid, where I would be like, shoota! Shoota! It's so funny.
Oh man!
And my other favorite line from that movie is "Clever girl."
Both comments by Muldoon. Nice.
Yep. That was
Um,
such a good movie, man. It really
that
was.
was a good movie. The book's way better. The book is
I haven't
way
read the book.
better.
I've read that. I've been told that, and I even read books. That's the crazy part. I usually read books before I go see them.
Right.
But
Look, I don't
Go ahead.
read books very much. Like I have a struggle reading, but I read that book. And I don't own a copy of it right now, but I asked for one for Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. But yeah, no, because like especially like a lot of the like Stephen King novels and stuff like that. Like I'm really big into Stephen King. I usually read a majority of his books before I go and see the movies. One I didn't read, but I think you introduced me to the movie. What was Calm Before the Storm?
Oh yeah. Not well,
Or The Perfect Storm.
The Perfect Storm, yeah.
Yeah,
And the
Perfect
book
Storm.
was way better.
Yeah, I didn't read the book, but you introduced me to the movie. But it was a movie made for TV, so the movie was like
Epically
5
long.
hours long. It was ridiculously long.
That was a good story.
It was really good though. It was really good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, the one by Stephen King I liked was The Stand. I read that.
That was a good one. That's a good one.
It was
Yeah, I read The Shining. I read Cujo. I read Cujo in like middle school.
Yeah.
And I read the Dark Tower series. I read Sal. Derek knows. I talked about that book a lot.
And they made a movie that didn't do well. Like
Really, I didn't even know they made a movie.
They made a movie about it, and the movie sucked. There was nothing compared to what.
It would have been a very hard movie to make.
It should have been, but they made a crappy movie out of it.
That's funny.
Yeah.
The Mist. I read The Mist.
Oh, The Mist. Yeah, that was a good one.
The movie was pretty good too. What was
Well,
it?
you know,
blah, 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 blah.
well, you know, they made The Mist, and then they made a sequel. Not a sequel, but they made the again, and it was a totally different. It was a totally different story, but it was still The Mist. Like the original one, didn't it have like the pirates in it trying to get the treasure back?
Gotcha. Yeah.
It was The Mist, and then the second one that came out in the 90s or 2000s, there was a bunch of bugs, eating people.
Yep.
James says elemental incarnations from Modern Horizons 2 are kind of the new Titans. They still don't do the same thing, but they're like little mini forces.
If I were to say if there's any recent printing of a cycle of cards that are equivalent to Titans, I would say the Virtues are pretty close. Obviously, the black one and the white one are the broken ones of the cycles.
Mm.
But I think the blue one obviously isn't getting played. The green one's kind of getting played in Explorer, but I don't know who plays Explorer and outside of Arena. And then the red one just doesn't see any any love. Even Mono Red doesn't want to play it because it's not very good. But I would say those are the closest because they have two effects happening, right? They have their adventure side, and then they have their like come into play side. So it's kind of that's pretty close, but I think the blue, the red, and the green did not get any love in regards to what they do.
Well, no, yeah, they can't just search a land for everything good they want to do in green.
It should have been a rapid growth. That would have been awesome.
I know. You know it's ridiculous. They made a 2-mana rampant growth card in Ixalan that fetches for a basic forest. I'm like, the crazy part about this card is if it's the new rampant growth because it either fetches for a basic forest instead of a basic land, and or searches for a cave. And I said the craziest part about this card is it costs 2 mana to cast in standard. You know how crazy that's going to be,
dude. Yeah, that's like, yeah, because like we'll never. And if Wizards of the Coast does not up the power creep at all, which I'm pretty firm they're not going to, we're never going to see like a Birds of Paradise ever again.
Right, outside of an ancillary secondary set.
Yeah, exactly. Right outside of like a master set or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
We will never get Birds of Paradise in standard again. We'll never see Lightning Bolt ever again. Probably won't see Mana Leak ever again. We definitely won't see Path to Exile again. Like, these are cards that, like, when they were in standard, that's how powerful the cards were,
Right.
And it was like, wow, we have very powerful cards.
Right.
And now you look at it and you're like, wow, my removal or my counters have gotten way worse over the years.
That's true. Hey, we were talking about Stephen King earlier.
Yeah.
And we were talking about the Stand earlier. I don't know if you know this, Andrew, but James Willis, he likes the Stand. And for all those people who like the movie Stand, like the original movie, the TV series that came out, Andrew and I have both been in a location from that movie, the original movie. You possibly have too. I don't know how much of Ogden you've traversed, but 25th Street, there's a train station called the Union Station. That was filmed in the original movie, and it's on kind of on a hill. Andrew and I traversed it a lot of times. We have interesting stories about a phone on that street too, and we've been up and down this street where they filmed a part of the Stand on many times, and there's been a couple times they filmed Touched by an Angel there, and a couple other series too. But but sticking to Stephen King, Andrew and I have been on a filming location from the original series.
Wow.
Yeah. Also, wasn't The Sandlot filmed as well? Yeah, at
one part,
that little pool, the pool scene.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the swimming pool, but right next to the Ogden River, we've been up by there.
Right
Laurentide.
No, it wasn't The Sandlot. What am I talking about? It's
no, it was The Sandlot.
Rascal.
It was The Sandlot.
It was The Sandlot. Okay.
Yeah, it was by something tide pool. I can't remember. It was by the river, and by the river there's a little stone pathway. Like there's a cement pathway with a little stone wall, and the whole scene where they're at the swimming pool.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And they jump in, the kid drowns. Make out the girl, and they run out. That whole scene is filmed in that area of Ogden. Yeah, we've been there too. Yeah.
You're the one who actually told me that when we walked by, when we were on one of our many adventures. You were like, "Oh, right here is where they filmed the Sandlot scene with the pool." I was like, "Oh,
yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's interesting. I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
so I probably
Laurenfire Park is the name of that pool area.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
because I remember. Yeah, I just remember us walking by and you bring that up. I was just like, "Oh, that's interesting." And then it looked familiar, and I was like, "Oh my god, you're right," because they didn't like change anything from that.
Back then, I don't know what they've done now.
Now it's probably a parking lot, but during that time, it was still its original pools. It's just a public pool as well. It wasn't anything special. But yeah, that's interesting.
No, you're good. All right, everybody, it is time to wrap this show up. It's time to chill out. But really quick, I want to know how you doing, Hillbilly. You've been quiet, been listening.
Yeah. I'm doing pretty good, just listening.
Enjoying the conversation.
Yep. Listen,
All right,
doing
you
what I wanna
should
say.
you should talk about that backdrop behind you.
All right, this backdrop was made from yours truly, Super Fast Tortoise.
Well, okay, you didn't have to go that far, but you're okay.
And anyway, let me tell you about this backdrop, more about it. On the 9th, I will be doing early access, which it changed the name. It's not early access no more. It's called Streamer Event. Anyway, I'll be doing the Streamer event on the 9th at 10 o'clock Pacific time, 12 o'clock Central time, which is our time, Tortoise.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be doing, I'm not going to be streaming that day, but I'm going to jump on here with Super Fast Tortoise, do his stream, and directly after we get done here, I will be streaming till I drop.
Hell yeah.
Doing Lost Case of Axeline.
Yeah, and Hibba's gonna play a game that every time he plays a basic land, he's gonna take a shot of whiskey.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's going to go to the hospital again.
I'm kidding, but yeah.
But anyway, I'm going to be doing this. And now on my Discord, and this goes out to anybody, if you want to 3-craft a deck with the new cards, there's a place on my Discord where you can submit a deck. However, I don't neck deck. I do not like to neck deck. But if you submit a deck, a 3-craft a deck, and put it into my Discord, I will play it. And since I don't net deck, you, the creator of that deck, will get the this. You will get the credit for that deck, and I will call it out into the stream. This deck was made by so and so, and you will get the credit for it. I'm not going to take credit where it's not due, because you made the deck, you deserve the credit for it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what's going to go on the 9th of this month. And, that's just a couple days away.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. I'm going to play me some Lost Caverns of Izalen.
And for those of you who might not know or haven't seen it, go check out my Demir Combos MTG3 video. It is part of a series I'm doing where I'm slowly building up 3 different combos from each guild of Ravnica, but now the cards are from Ravnica, but they're in the color pie, so they're amazing. They're fun. I'm excited about this one. I actually over resolution this one, so there's some little blinking that happens throughout the strange, because this one I didn't realize until after I uploaded that I uploaded in 5K. My computer can't handle that.
Well, it looks normal on my end, but you look very concerned though.
I am concerned. But I want to share that. Anything Stace or might want to chill out?
No, I'm good. We can.
You plan on doing any live drafting streaming on Discord?
If I get around to it. I mean, I haven't been on Arena in a bit now. I played earlier with Hillbilly, but I haven't limited wise. I haven't done anything in a bit. I took a break after because I sent you that picture. I hit Mythic in limited, which was like, it was just funny because I didn't even know. Like, I beat my opponent, and then it was like, you ranked up to Mythic. Like, oh.
Congratulations on that, hitting the Mythic.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah,
it was very, very strange though.
What happened when you're the best? You're the best drafter there ever was.
No, not at all. Not even close.
I'm kidding. You're just a tribute. All right. If anybody caught that joke. Daddy-O's, anything you want to say?
No, just hi, bye, and I got nothing going on, but yeah, this was a very interesting topic to me, but I understand it. I mean, it was a good show.
Right.
Especially someone who's been playing as long as you and Stiptace is that what
Oh
it
yeah.
is?
Oh, for sure. Like, and as well as like, I try to jump in when I can, so.
Yeah.
Right. Boom. All right. Well, everybody, thank you for showing up. Thank you for being awesome. Thank you for being amazing. Have a wonderful day. And
Shockwave! What is your command, Megatron?
Subscribe for Magic the Gathering and other content for evil fun.
Fear not, Megatron. Cybertron shall remain